All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining on Telegram, on Zoom. I'm so grateful again that we are here. I'm beginning to feel like this teaching series will just become a tradition. And we'll have different teachers and just speak to us for 30 minutes, every Tuesday, just to help us grow and learn. Right? As human beings, if we are not learning, we are dying. We have to learn every day. We have to learn every moment, just so that we can grow and just become better. That's the thing. We need to be better. In fact, becoming better should be your motto. That every day I become a better person. Every month you check, am I better this month than I was last month? Am I better this year than I was last year? And one of the key things to becoming better is your time management, right? One of my mentors will say, time is life. If you were wasting your time, you are committing suicide. If you are allowing people to waste your time, then they are committing murder and you are permitting it. So you need to guard your time. The Bible calls it redeeming the time. You need to redeem your time so that you can do all the many things that God has called you to do. Remember, the first session we had, we talked about being a multi-potentialite, right? That means having so many potentials within you and allowing God to help you get them to bloom and then to do all of them. But how will you do all these multiple things that you have to do if you are not time conscious, right? If you do not manage your time as you should, right? So there are three things that I will call good time stewardship, right? Three things under what I'll call good time stewardship. Number one is planning ahead. You cannot wing your life. Winging things and being spontaneous is not bad, but you cannot run a successful life on just winging things and being happy-go-lucky. No, you need to plan ahead, and you don't need to plan every minute of every day. But you have to plan the most important things. Prioritize the things that are most important to you and plan them into your time. That's the first one. Number two is prioritizing what matters most. So, what matters most? What do you have to deliver on? And again, if you remember last week, I said that this has to do with the seasons of your life, the phases of life you're going through. Different things will matter to you at different times in your life, and you have to be conscious of what phase you are so that you can actually accomplish the thing that belongs to this phase. All right. And then the third thing is leaving space for rest and renewal. You need to rest and renew yourself, not just mentally, not just emotionally, but physically. Your body needs rest. Most of us don't get enough sleep during the day because of how we work or just life dynamics. But if you can take time out, maybe every week, every 2 weeks to just rest. I know someone that works in a bank and he told me that every Saturday he just sleeps as much as he can. He eats well, he sleeps, he takes a walk, he watches movies, because that's how he's able to rest and renew himself, right? So please keep those three things, close to you. Even if you do not take anything out of today, take three things out. Number one, plan ahead. Number two, right? Prioritize what is most important. And number three, leave space for rest and renewal. So you are renewing yourself. All right. Even God rested on the seventh day. The Bible says, and God rested. If God can rest, who are we? Right? It's so important for us to know that. All right. And I said, you know the season you're in so that you are working in that season. See, if you are working with passion, in a season of your life, right? You will not feel overwhelmed. Yes, you will feel worked up, you might feel tired, but that overwhelming feeling will not cripple you because you are running with passion. But how can you sustain passion if you do not know what you should be passionate about at every given time of your life? There are things I'm passionate about right now. Some people are wondering, why are you so passionate about this? But I realize that this is the season of my life for this thing to happen. If I miss this season, I may never get it back. So I ask you, what should you be doing right now? Right? You need to think about it. But again, there is something called delegation, and a lot of us are afraid of delegation. When you begin to feel overwhelmed or pulled in all directions, it means that you are not partnering with anybody. You are not delegating things out. You are not being very organized. That's why things are happening. So when you begin to feel overwhelmed, it's a sign that you're putting too much on your plate at the same time and you're not allowing delegation happen, right? I think I gave an example that one Sunday I just called a friend of mine and dumped my kids with her because I was tired. So I literally delegated the kids with her so that I could rest. You need people in your life that can help you out because life doesn't get easier. It gets more cumbersome as we grow, as we acquire things, as we live our lives. You need to have people, you need to build relationships. You need to have people to help you that you can delegate to that can help you, right? And remember again, sometimes because of your temperament and your nature, you become the bottleneck in your own process. If you're a perfectionist, if you have OCD, or if you just have some kind of bad experiences that doesn't allow you to allow people to be who they are in your life, you will be stressed. You will be overwhelmed. You will not know how to delegate. So remember, do not be the bottleneck in your own process. Do not be your own bottleneck, the person stopping yourself for managing your time better or being most productive, right? And then lastly, do not rob yourself and others the opportunity to grow. So I think part of what I've said is like a recap, right, of the last things we talked about. So I'll just jump into other things, right? And I think I talked about energy, being able to audit your time so you know when your energy is high. Please, that's so important because you're most productive, right, when you work with your energy. Okay. So I'm going to just say a few things and then I'll talk about, goals and then SMART goals and things like that. And then we'll wrap up for today. Um, your routine, I want to talk about routine. What is your morning routine? Now, if you live in this country and especially if you work for somebody else, it means that your morning routine must include getting up and getting to work. Or if you work remotely, getting to your laptop or to where you need to work, right? So mornings are the times that people have decided that, oh, these are our work times. So my first question to you is, what is your morning routine, right? You need to remember that your morning routine must be something that's empowering you. You need to be able to do something in the morning that gets you bright and upbeat and eager to go, that gets your energy running. So ask yourself, you can write it down and go and brood on it and get the answers. What is my morning routine? What do I do early in the morning that helps me go? I told some people in another workshop or something I did, church related, and I was like, me, if I pray more than 1 hour every morning, like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, get involved in prayer meetings and all of that, my morning will be so upbeat. I'll have so much energy. So now I have realized that I look forward to all those prayer meetings and those things because they affect the way my morning goes. Some other people need coffee. I don't advise that you get a caffeine addiction because you want to be upbeat. But what are the other things that you can do, natural things that will get you into a morning routine? Number two, what is your weekly reset time? Because your body needs the rest, like we said. So what do you do every week to help your body reset? So ask yourself the question, what is my weekly reset time? And the last one is, how do you rest? Right? How do you rest? It's important that you know how you rest so that every time it's time to rest, you can quickly get into that, right? And rest, right? So let me ask you another question. Where are you feeling rushed? What are the things in your life that just makes it impossible for you to be more organized, for you to be yourself? Please think about those things. And if you remember, I talked about the Eisenhower box matrix the last time. The things you need to do, the things you need to decide on, the things you need to delegate, and the things you need to delete completely out of your life. Start with deleting things, audit your life, delete what is not necessary so you can have more time, right, for your rest, for your work. Okay, so let's talk about where your time is going so that how you can arrange your time and get better output for yourself. All right, I hope you are still with me. I hope everybody's here. I hope you can all hear me clearly. People on Zoom, people on Telegram. Can I just hear some responses? Right, because I just keep talking and talking and talking. Right, Telegram people, can you hear me? All right, thank you. Please, if you're awesome, if you're an admin on Telegram, please, you have to unmute people so that they're able to ask questions and talk. Okay, so let me just say this before I jump into talking about where your time is going, right? I want to say that if you have some expertise in some area and you think that our WOW women will learn from it and it will be beneficial to them, please reach out to me or reach out to Sister Udo. Sister Udo will drop a message in the women's group about this so that I can reach out to her so that you can take on one of these Tuesdays learning sessions and also be able to help our people. I hope that's a great idea. So if you have anything that you think you're really great at, a topic, a theme, something that you can use 30 minutes because it's 30 minutes to talk about it, and we use Zoom, so we'll record it and put it on our YouTube page, please reach out to Sister Udo and she will help us make sure that that is organized and that is done. I hope that's a good idea, and I'm looking forward to having so many people share with us. Okay, so let's go. So where is your time going? And I hope you're taking notes on all these things because, you should, right? Where is your time going? Number one, your time. Well, I'm going to talk about 5 areas that your time should be going, 5 areas that you should be considering when you're auditing your time. The first one is called deep work. Deep work refers to your focused, high-value tasks. So those things that you are doing, right, that are productive, either your work, your business, your career, you're writing a book, you're doing music. So those high-powered things that encompass all the productiveness that your life is measured by, they're called deep work. So how many hours a day do you need for deep work? That's number one. Number two, administrative work. They are necessary things, but they are more low impact tasks. They are not like the high value tasks. They are more low impact tasks, like maybe checking your messages, going on social media to get updated on things, checking your emails, documenting a few things, those low things that are necessary but may not greatly affect your life generally. So I've talked of deep work, high value task, and then the second one is admin, necessary but low impact tasks, right? Then the third one is distraction. Some of us are super distracted, but we do not know that we are distracted, right? Distractions are things that are unplanned interruptions to your day, like a beep on your phone that completely distracts you from what you are supposed to be doing on your work. And remember, we learned in the last session that once you get distracted when you are doing high value tasks, so deep work, it might take you almost 20 minutes to get your mind back to that high productive level that you were at before your distraction happened, right? So you have to be very careful about distraction. Some of us will say, oh, let me just check my Instagram. Oh, let me just check my mail. Oh, let me just check something. And before you know it, 1 hour is gone. 2 hours is gone. All right. So what is your distraction? You need to be able to identify those things that easily distract you so that you then put measures in place to stop yourself from being super distracted all through the day. That's number 3. The fourth one is like meetings, meetups, collaborative activities and all that. So things that you have to do with other people, right? Discussions, conversations, they must happen throughout the day, whether they are related to our work, whether it's family, whatever it is. As human beings, unless you're a loner that lives alone in your house, you don't go out to interact with anybody, you don't do any business, nothing, which is almost impossible. We will have meetings, we'll have conversations, we'll have discussions, and they are good things because they might help you in one way or the other when you interact with people. It's human nature. So you need to think about it. How much of my day goes into things like this? And then general communication. So communication is how do you communicate, whether it's your business, your career, your lifestyle, whatever it is, how do you communicate it? And also email, messages, calls fall into this category as well. But this one is, why it's different from admin is because this one is more deliberate, right? Communication here is deliberate towards a specific goal. So think about where your time is going. Is it going into deep work? Is it going into administrative stuff? That's just generic things you must do every day. Is it going into your distractions? Is it going into your meetings, conversations, discussion time? Or is it going into your communication? Those are 5 things. Write them down and then audit your day and say, how many hours do I spend on each of these things? All right. If you are in rest mode, though, of course, please, distractions are allowed because you're in rest mode. Some people have preferred that You can do deep work in 30-minute blocks because concentration time for many people is not that long. Some people act like they're working for 4 hours, but in truth, maybe they work for only one. The remaining 3 hours, they're just struggling, right? So how many hours do you need for deep work before you rest? So there are so many recommendations. Work for 30 minutes, rest for 5, go back for 30, whatever. Work for 2 hours, rest for this, blah, blah, blah. Figure it out for yourself. What works for me? All right? So I want to tell us how to create uninterrupted focus blocks. Focus blocks are the things that can be around our deep work, time that we use to be productive. Because the truth is that we can only unleash our potentials when we are focused and productive with the thing that you have to do, right? And some of us, it's not our career or the business you have now. It's something new the Lord has laid on your heart to do, and you need to take time out. You might need to have everybody go to bed at night, and then you get your laptop out, and for 2-3 hours, you're sitting down and you're working, deep work, right? So let me give you 4 things you need to do. Number one, you need to protect your calendar. What does that mean? It means that you need to deliberately block out specific times of the day, especially the times when your productivity is high or the times when your energy is high, so that you can do some real work. Whether it's office work, whether it's vision work, whatever it is, you need to have those times blocked out. And during those times, it's better to eliminate all notifications. Turn off all alerts from your phone. If the work that you do requires that you're always online and you're checking messages and all of that, that's different. But you don't have to have your alerts on, because the thing about those alerts is that they distract you so badly. What you can plan is that every 30 minutes, I check my message, I check my emails, because that's the work that you do. If not, if it's important, people will call you. That's the truth. You need to tell yourself that if this thing is so important, they will call me. Instead of looking at your phone every 5 minutes for WhatsApp message, for Instagram message. No, 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 no. That's so distracting. Then the next thing is batch your communication. Batch the other things that you need to do. Batch them together. So the 30 minutes or 1 hour you're giving to your emails, also check your text messages, then do your social media, everything. So just designate a time when all those things around your social media, your communication and everything is done. We call it batching, right? And then the fourth one is build the habits. You have to build the habits. You have to build a routine in your life to be highly successful. Ask any highly successful person, right? They built a habit. I asked this question on one of the trainings on time management mastery I did. The question I asked them was, I told them a story. There's this guy, one of the world's top leadership experts. He's really old now. Can't remember his name at the moment, but his company conducted a research with 50 Forbes under 50 high performing CEOs. What do they do to ensure that they are the most productive? 49 of them answered the same thing. They answered that they have to-do lists every day. What does that mean? They have to-do lists that guides them in what they should do every day. So because of that guide, right? Because of that guide that they have, they're able to stay on point. Isn't that amazing? How many of us do to-do lists? How many of us plan our days? This is one of the first things I said: plan ahead. Use a to-do list. Write things you need. There's so much satisfaction in just crossing out the things that you have done. It's so satisfying. All right? So learn from those that have gone ahead. There are some people I'm listening to now that are like high performers in marketing and sales and things like that. Why? Because right now, in my phase of life, I need those things. I need to learn those things. I need to hear those things every day, because some of the things I am doing, a large percentage of what I'm doing now, requires a lot of marketing and sales and visibility and all of that. So I need to learn that for the time. All right. So let's talk about goals quickly as we round up this time management thing, because to be honest, goals are the things that really help us achieve what we want to achieve. So I'm going to break it down for you. A goal is not complete in itself. A goal is a vehicle, right, that helps you achieve your vision. A goal is something you have set up within the large scope of a vision or a dream you have. A goal is something within a timeline that you want to achieve, right? But that thing you want to achieve feeds into the vision that you carry for your life or for what you're doing at the moment. So let's 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 have a plan that I want you to take from here and go and work on, right? So I'm giving you like an assignment. I'm not going to check, but I'll advise that you get an accountability partner in the same space with you, especially someone that has attended this class with you or someone that you share this video to, so that you guys can work on this together. The first one is your vision. What is your vision for the next 12 to 24 months? What do you want to see? What is the ultimate thing that you are aiming for that in 24 months you should have? You should be so super clear on that after praying and sitting down with the word and thinking and dreaming. You should come up with a vision for the next 2 years of your life. So I'm giving you an assignment. Make sure you do that. And I'm sure those of you that are my leaders, I will check the leaders, but the rest of us, I may not be able to. Number two, what outcomes do you want to see from the vision, right? The outcomes are meaningful progress timelines. That's what outcomes are. If it means that if I achieve this, then I should have this. This thing you should have is the outcome. So for instance, weight loss is something that everybody knows. Weight loss or weight gain. Let's use weight gain just for to use the other side of things. I want to gain, not me, somebody, right, wants to gain maybe 10 pounds or 10 kg. Let's just 10 kg, right? That's your vision for, over the next 12 months, um, I want to gain 12 kg. And an outcome for that gaining 12 kg is that you will be healthier. Probably you have low blood sugar or something. That's why you need to add weight. An outcome is that you will be healthier. So if you ask yourself, within these 24 months that I have scheduled, what are the outcomes that I should have every 3 to 6 months? You need to have that. So you can create like a box, right? Like a table that has 3 rows, right? Row 1 is maybe serial number or something. No, well, maybe row 1, on row 1, column 1, you write your vision, you write your outcomes, you write your projects, you write your weekly milestones, and you schedule, right? Those are the 5 things I want you to write. I'll say them again: the vision, the outcomes, the projects, the milestones, and your schedule, like your plan, right? And then beside the vision, I need you to write the vision. What is the vision you have for your 12 to 24 months? Under the outcomes, you need to write the outcomes you will have. However, the outcomes, you have to batch it. In 3 months, I want to see this. In 6 months, I want to see this. Be very clear about that, because clarity fuels your action, okay? Then project. So what are the initiatives? What are the activities that I will be doing to ensure that I have the outcomes that I have set? That's what we call projects. And those projects can be in weeks. So you can say, because my vision is to add 10 kg in 12 months. And one of the outcomes for that vision is that I'll be healthier, or I'll gain a stable blood pressure, or something like that. Then what will I be doing? You need to start eating vegetables. You need to eat things that will help your blood count go. So you can put in projects for 4 weeks of the next month. Week 1, I will focus on increasing my blood count or something. So you're eating vegetables, you're eating greens, you're eating meats, you're eating eggs, oats, all those kind of things that will help. Week 2, you'll now move on to something else, maybe more activity. Week 3, that's how to set your projects within weeks that ultimately will lead to the outcomes that ultimately will help you accomplish your vision, right? Then weekly milestones is tasks. What are the tasks I need to do to fulfill my projects? Number 1, I need to go to the market. I need to do a list. I need to have a budget, right? I need to have the equipment to cook or utensils. I need to do this. I need to meet this person. I need to get a personal gym trainer. All those things are now the things you will write your weekly milestones. So what have you achieved per week? Those are like tasks, right? And then, of course, scheduling, it means that all these things you have said needs to be put within the calendar, right? So you will be seeing your deadline, you'll be seeing it. And the reason why I like us to have accountability partners, right, is because when you have an accountability partner, that person will be holding you to what you have said. And I tell people, to make your accountability partner relationship work, what you must do is that you must put money to it. Put money to it, or put something that you can lose. Like if you're girls and you're the same size, put a dress or a pair of shoe or something to it. If I don't do this, you can take this or something. Like let there be some, what's the word? when you have to pay for something, I can't remember the word now, but let there be something, right, that you are held to make sure that you meet these goals. But remember, be passionate about the vision because the passion will drive you, right? Be passionate. Make sure that it's something that has sunken into your spirit, man. Okay? So let's talk about the SMART goals framework. I know a lot of you hear SMART goals, goal clarity, vision alignment, all those kind of things. You know, you've heard of it a lot of times, and some people use it at work. So I'm going to talk about that, and then we'll wrap up for the day. So what are SMART goals? S in SMART. So SMART is an acronym. S is specific. That means you have to be very clear and you have to have concrete details about what you are setting as your goals. Remember, the goals just feed into the vision. So first of all, make sure your vision is very, very clear. Then you can then set goals towards that vision. Okay? So your goals should be specific. That's the first S. But I will add another S to it. It should be strategic. Don't just let your goals be specific. Make sure that it is strategic, right? That means that how will I achieve this thing? You need to think of that. How will I get it done? So don't just say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do, but how? So it's specific and it's strategic. The next M is measurable, right? So how do I measure this? How do I quantify my successes? What is the metrics I will use to say, oh, I was successful in this goal that I have set? What are my metrics, right? What is the measurements, right? How well have I done in these things? But again, don't just measure it based on a milestone, right? So that when you achieve a milestone, that helps your measurement to be clear. I hope this makes sense. Sorry, I'm not going into too much detail, but it's foundation for you to go and do more research. So specific and strategic, measurable milestones, right? The next one is achievable. Achievable means that it should be challenging but possible. Because some of us will hear, let's challenge ourselves and then go and bring things that you cannot even do. As you are choosing with your heart is shaking. No, look at where you are and where you want to be and set something that is achievable within that timeline as a goal. Remember, where are you now? Where do you want to be? That helps you see a clear vision. So achievable, put actions to it. What are my actionable to-dos? So you have achieved things that are challenging yet possible, but how then, what are the next steps I take to make sure that I achieve it? So again, specific, strategic, measurable, milestones, achievable, actions. Let's move to R. R is relevant. Is it relevant? This goal and this vision that you are pushing, is it necessary? Is it relevant? How does it affect the broad scheme of things? How does it transform your life? How does it transform your community? Right? You need to be sure that the broader objectives are aligned with, they are met. Okay? So how is it relevant to you? Right? You need to have it. And then make sure that this relevance is results. We want to see results. We don't want to just see paper. We don't want to keep talking, but let's have results. Let's have something to show for all the talk, right? So relevant results. Then the last one is time bound, right? Time bound. Everything must have a clear deadline. Don't just, oh, we are doing it, we are doing it, we are getting, no. When? The question is when. Let it be time bound and let it also be translatable. Let it be translatable to your life, to other people's life. Let other people actually gain from that vision that you have. Make sure that your vision is not just about yourself. Your vision is supposed to be about everybody else, right? Make sure your vision is about everybody else. Make sure that you set goals that work, not goals that are just there that, no. Make sure you set goals that work, right? And I said it the last time that they say procrastination is usually an emotional or structural issue. So you need to ask yourself clear questions. Why do I procrastinate? Why am I not doing all these beautiful, wonderful things I want to do? What is stopping me from doing it? Right? Sometimes it's just your spirit pulling you back because it's not time for it. But you need to be clear. See, clarity and direction is one of the biggest things you can have as a Christian because we are all here to fulfill something. We are all here to be a blessing. We are all here on earth to be relevant. right? We're all here on earth to move things, to shape things for the kingdom, for God. So, what are you doing? And when I say, and the reason why I'm saying doing here is because it is within timelines. You're not going to live forever. There are things you should do when you're 20. There are things you should do in your 30s. There are things you should do in your 40s, in your 50s. If you try to carry the things you do in your 20s into your 40s, you will be overwhelmed because it's too much. There's a reason why there's time for everything. But are you working within your timelines? Remember again, you need to understand that time is fixed. You have 24 hours every day. Time is fixed. What are you doing with your time? Some of us are spending too much time going to school. What are you learning and learning for? All the one that you have learned, have you turned it into action? You know, when some people come to me sometimes and say, oh, I went for this training, I went for this training. It's okay, oh, acquire knowledge. But what are you doing with it? What is it translating into? All the word of God we hear every Wednesday and every Thursday and every time we study our Bibles and all of that. What is it translating to in your life? Make sure that the times you spend in doing any activity is translating into something positive, progressive, and productive that is affecting not just you, but your community, your family, and your community for the better, fulfilling the mandate of Christ, redeeming your time. So, my dear sisters, I leave you with this: audit your time. Go and audit your life. What am I doing with my time? Go and get an accountability partner that you can work on timesheets together and say, okay, in the mornings you wake up, you do this. And I encourage you to pray. Spend time praying. Say prayer just energizes you. Not praying for anything, no, just spending time with God. You just get that supernatural ability, that power that helps you push through and keep going. Right. So as I round up, I'll just say this. Time is important to God. You are a steward of time because your life as a human being is within a timeline. You have a start date and an end date, and none of us really know when we will end. Well, you can, but then you need to be close to God to the point where that kind of revelation can enter into your spirit, right? But within the time frame you have, what are you supposed to have achieved? None of us is meant to be small. All of us are meant to be superhuman. All of us are meant to be supernatural. So in this time that you have, what are you doing? How are you structuring your time so that you're able to achieve and do a lot more things? Remember, the phases of your life will determine what you are doing. Some phases might feel overwhelming, but trust me, the next phase might feel like you are even lazy. But it doesn't matter. Just remember there is a phase of your life. So thank you, ladies. I've come to the end of my talk. I can take maybe one question or one comment before we end for the night. One question or one comment. I have chopped into the leaders meeting time, so I want to end this quickly. I can take it from anywhere. We can take it from Telegram. We can take it from Zoom. One question, one comment. Anybody? Okay. Since nobody's talking, I'm sure that it was a fantastic session. So I'll let everyone go now. I pray for you as you go, that God will give you wisdom and understanding of the times and seasons of your life, that you will redeem it. Like the children of Issachar. That's what the Bible says. They understood the times and seasons. May you understand the times and seasons, and may you receive the ability to manage your time so that you're productive, you're producing what the Lord has for you to do at this time. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here with me, and have a good night. Have a good night, everyone.